right, everybody, gather round. Gather round the fire. Is that what fire looks? We've got tales to spin. God, I hope I win. It's a crazy way to look at doing a podcast. God, I hope I win. I hope I make it out first. You're the only one doing it. Exactly. I'm glad you caught. I'm glad you understand, maybe, but... Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Hole in the Pen Cap podcast. Seemingly only on YouTube, so maybe it's not a podcast. I think we'll get it on Spotify eventually. It's an overwhelming task. You say, hey, Ryan, maybe get someone to help. That also is scary for some reason. We'll get it. It'll happen. We'll get more consistent with this. I think maybe once I hit like 10 weeks in a row or something, then, which is crazy because you'd say, well, why don't you just get it on now? It'll be so much harder to just put all of them up later. That's how I roll. Welcome back, or welcome to. Did you come to? Were you out for a while? Welcome to the Hole in the Pencast. Hole in the Pencast podcast. Hey, that might be kind of fun. Hey, we're thinking in real time. Everybody always real time. As opposed to, opposed to fake time, but what would fake time be? And maybe just a clock that's made out of Legos or something like that, I suppose. But I'm Ryer Cameraman. I'm a comedian. Debatable. Not everybody thinks so. A comedian, unicyclist, lover of pillows. There's some pillows. I just start looking around I like walls. I did that when I was in kindergarten. We would do these journal entries, and I really had no idea how to write whatsoever. So I would just look around the room, and I would write words that I saw, like on the wall and on the posters. So it'd be like, the prompt would be, what do you want to do for summer? And I would just look around, welcome, school. So yeah, I think that was a major red flag. That was an issue. But yeah, I'm Ryder. This is episode 15. Last one was not. And I thought it was. What if this was also not episode 15? What if it's just kind of we just stay on episode 14 kind of indefinitely? Wouldn't that be fun if that's kind of, we just got stuck there kind of indefinitely? Everybody always indefinitely. How does that even mean that? It's kind of the vibe of this podcast, I think, is we just kind of think as we go. Some people prepare, and I also do. Maybe that's a statement. I also prepare, but here we are. Oh, look. The electrolyte is back. I don't know why they couldn't put another E at the end. Electrolyte. Maybe, I'm sure it's some play on words. Electrolyte. We've talked about this before, I think, but yeah, it's yummy as ever. Yeah, just trying to get those electrolytes in, pumping those out like a gym, I suppose. But yeah, good morning. It's 1:45 p.m. So earlier than I typically film these, but I'm glad. It's good to get out of the house earlier, be a little more productive. I definitely do want to be. I want to be more productive. I'm very much I know we've talked. I'm a night rider, right? I like to be out kind of when everybody else is asleep. I was telling, we got a new roommate. It's wonderful. She's a comedian. She's super funny, super cool. And I was telling her, I was like, hey, I like to clean at night. Because we first met, I was cleaning the ceiling fan, and she walked out of her room for the first time. I had already met her, but the first time as roommates, and I was just kind of standing on a chair cleaning a ceiling fan, and it was like 4 a.m. No, it was a little later than that. It was maybe 6 or 7, but I got to imagine that's kind of a scary sight. Because when you clean a ceiling fan, you kind of do have to spin it a bit and spin and catch to get to the next panel of judges. Maybe a ceiling fan is kind of like a panel of judges, like each of them, maybe if you put googly eyes on them and gave them a microphone and gave them a little time to talk. Aren't we all judges if we have enough time to talk? I'd like to think if you put a microphone up to a chair, by God, would it give you its political views? And they wouldn't be very good because it is a chair and they don't have much access to information. But I think it depends where the chair is also. But no, I was cleaning a ceiling fan. I was telling my roommate, I like to clean at night. I like for everybody else to not be conscious whenever that sounds crazy, but I like people to be asleep because then otherwise you don't have to worry about people coming out, which is maybe not something to worry about, other people being around. That shouldn't be something you have to. But I guess the one problem with it is I cannot vacuum because people are sleeping, and I've been informed that that's not all right. We've made that mistake before. Just kind of vacuuming at 2 a.m. and Ryer, what are you? Hey, can you go back to bed? I'm focusing. Which is a wild thing to say, I'm focusing while doing something that really is not, it's supposed to be a pretty monotonous task, but to be like, no, I need all my mental energy for this one. Is that what a vacuum sounds like even? I don't even know. God, you would think I'd know. But no, I love cleaning. I've been ordering cleaning supplies off Amazon. I got a kind of an off-brand Swiffer sweeper. I don't really like how it smells. The smell's kind of concerning me. Maybe I should get a different fluid, but I don't know if you can cross the fluids with the sweepers. I mean, I don't see why not. But I also got some method cleaner, which is this fun content? I don't know if this. We're getting better as we go. I would argue this is mostly kind of for me, I suppose, but it's not. It's for you, but it's for me. We kind of grow together. Like a love bug, or maybe what else grows with something? Maybe, I suppose twins in the womb, or I've been watching this it's not a it's like a TV series called Outdaughtered, and I don't know how I got into it, but I've always loved stuff with like family reality shows. Just because I think I want to be a parent, So I think it's fun, and I also love kids, so I think that's a big part of it. But it's called Outdaughtered, and it's this family that had quintuplets. They had 5 daughters, and it just kind of follows them. And they also had an older kid too, so it's 6 kids, and it's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wonder what that would be like to be one of, to have, because I know I've heard that being a twin has its challenges. Like, you don't always feel like you get enough attention, and, you have to share your birthday and things like that. But to be a quintuplet, I mean, that's crazy. I can't even imagine. I I wonder if they feel on, maybe they go, God, all those people that were born individually, God, that's got to be hard for them. Maybe. But maybe they also, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about the show, but it is interesting. I think I get into a lot of kind of strange YouTube shows, just because I really enjoy it. What else have I been watching? Lately, it's like a lot of, to be honest with you, I've been getting recommended like a lot of like trans kid documentaries for some reason. Hey, why is that? And it's very interesting. I mean, even take out the personal connection, I think it's very interesting. Obviously, there's some that are probably not correct. Like it's like, oh, my 2-year-old came out as trans. It's like, I don't know if we're. I mean, maybe, but probably no, right? But where that's very different from like, hey, my 16-year-old has been kind of my 16-year-old is going through this and blah blah blah. But I think everybody has emotions and yeah, you could totally have gender dysphoria too. I think most trans people do have gender dysphoria that young. I think I did. I mean, I cut off my own hair really young. I think I was like 4. Just into a beach bucket and hey, let's make a sandcastle. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, from what I recollect, yes, I had pretty significant gender dysphoria. But I don't know. I mean, I think it is good that we kind of stay away from that terminology. But, it's kind of a serious topic, too. I maybe shouldn't go into it without prepping. I don't even know how I would prep. Just kind of like a lunchbox. Just like making a sandwich of politics and a little bag of chips, but the chips all have like different kind of emotions on them, and some happy and confused, and I put it in a little sandwich baggie. It's always sometimes hard to it's always sometimes never hard to close those. Unless you have the Ziploc. And God, I loved the Ziploc. Oh, I loved a Ziploc bag. It kind of feels like is that where ziplining comes from? The Ziploc? Because it does look like that, doesn't it? Like you're going on a zip line. What if that's how you closed a Ziploc bag? Help! They never will. I never will. Yeah, just kind of, that's something I've been watching a lot. I think I've always liked this, though. Moms making kids, like, lunch boxes. I don't know. I think it's just kind of fun. And then it's like a special thing, too, because they'll be like, oh, Sam's going into Boy Scouts or something, and then she'll make a sandwich into like, it'll look like a little fire or something, and then it'll be pretzel sticks with like marshmallow, and it'll be like, yeah, you can roast the s'mores. Do you understand the connection? I love it. I mean, I love a child's excitement. It's one of the most beautiful things in the entire world. To me, to Rhino, refrigerator, higher, tire, Ryer shop, tire, fire, Ryer truck, fire truck, sire. We'll think about those for sure. But yeah, I just love when I love when kids get excited because they're so innocent that the joy is just effervescent. Is that, I don't know what that word means really, but let's shift. Let's kind of pivot with that basketball of topic basketball. Thank you for coming by. I hope this, I don't know, I think today I am a bit, I don't know, sometimes I think I know what I'm going to talk about right away, and sometimes I really don't, and I'm kind of just weaving, as if I'm making a pot, those pot holders that the little craft kits where it's like a weaving loom and you make a pot holder. I think I've talked about that before on here, but those, I could never figure them out. I mean, I swear to God, I think even to this day, I would not be able to complete one correctly. I don't know what I just like start and it's, you go in and out, but then the other side, you have to go out and in or something. And then at the end, I could never figure it out. You're supposed to like connect the loops. So what would always happen is I would just have like a half done pot holder where the other side was just kind of tied into a bow. And it wasn't, I wasn't satisfied with that. But that's as far as I got. And I tried, pretty old, probably like 15. I don't know what the process is with that, but so I've been watching my friends' plants. I don't know if we covered this in the last episode because it's been about a month, and she was not gone. She was only gone for like a few days, I think, maybe a week tops. And I still have the plants, and I think they maybe are just my plants now, so that's fun. It's crazy. I think plant sitting is one of the only like caregiving jobs where you can do that, I suppose. Like, I mean, it's kind of unusual, but it's not like a crime. Like, you can just leave your plants at someone's house. And it's kind of a gift. I mean, I don't, like you definitely couldn't do that. If I was like babysitting someone's child and they just never came back, that would be a major issue. I mean, I think I used to babysit a lot, so I have gone like, they say it's going to be 2 hours and then it's like 10 hours. That's happened before. But I think after like an extra day, I think you call the police, right? Maybe. It depends where you are. If there's people, family around or neighbors or something that could help too. But yeah, I had a lot of weird babysitting experiences too, for sure. Remember, I used to watch this one kiddo who had, don't know if he had autism or just maybe a behavioral thing, but I remember one time he got really upset at his brother and I don't know if he was upset at his brother and sister or if it was just kind of upset about something else and it kind of got put on them. But he was up on the stairs. There were like, it was kind of like a balcony. Oh, it wasn't a balcony, but there was stairs and then there was this little ramp and you could like a little gate and then you could throw. You shouldn't, but he did. He started throwing like chairs, like they had like these little kid chairs. He started throwing chairs off the like balcony at the gate. Obviously it didn't last long. It keep going. No, you're doing good. Yeah, I started throwing the chairs, and I immediately, of course, got the kids out. Luckily, I had someone else with me that day it was like a younger girl that wanted to babysit, and I was like showing her how. And I mean, not that it's that hard, but just kind of getting experience and being, a bit of my apprentice. It'd be crazy for me to be, really me training anyone on anything is insane. But yeah, no, it was, so she got them out and they went to a neighbor's house. And then I was there with the kiddo, and he was I mean, I think it was just I think a lot of kids do have like behavioral issues that go. His family's wonderful though, so they helped him. I think this was like the catalyst. This was like one of the first major incidences. But yeah, no, I remember I was like 16 maybe, and I was like restraining him because he was trying to get to like the kitchen knives and like things like, you know, things like that. It's crazy the experiences you can have as a babysitter, it's the same. I mean, because especially for a lot of kids, when their parents leave, everything kind of changes too. They're like, oh, I can finally do these things that I'm not allowed to do, and it's like a substitute teacher. But yeah, it's so many crazy things can happen. What else? I'll think of that. But let's go back to the plants. Yeah, I've been watching these plants, and I do think they're dying, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I think they're mine now. And I just don't know when. Maybe you guys have tips on that. And it would be unfortunate even if they weren't. I think she will come back and get them. But also, I think if I weren't killing them, I'd be more open to the whole owning the plant thing. But I do love plants. I've always loved plants, trees and whatnot. But yeah, she said, I remember when she dropped out the plant, she's like, hey, just water them every other day. And if there's too much water, just pour it out of the bottle. You can it's in like a plastic thing, and then it's in a pot. You can pull it out and pour out the pot. So I've been doing that, and I really think I've been severely dehydrating them. Either that or overwatering, which are two kind of vastly different issues, and I do not know which one it is. I have no idea where I'm. So one of these things I do need to stop doing, but I have no idea which one it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a fun challenge, though. I think I do I don't know. Sometimes I think I get stuck in my own internal conflicts, in my own mind. And it's good to have an external conflict, especially, I don't know, I've always, whenever I would get really sad or really anxious or something, doing something physical was always really helpful. That's why I like crafts so much too, I think, it's there's directions, and you get a product, right? Product. I was trying to see where we could go with that, but like some sort of duct, air duct, prom, having prom in an air duct. God, wouldn't that be wonderful? You're trying to, you're trying to slow dance with your sweetheart, and the air is just blowing in, and you realize, hey, it's weird that we're able to fit in here, or maybe it's a really large one. It's kind of whichever way you want to take it, but how did we get there? Why did I say product? I know we were talking about the plants, but yeah, no, I've been watching these plants, and oh yeah, whenever you get stressed or for me, I love making things. I've always been super into crafts and painting and whatnot. What was I going to say? I do want to do more of the DIY episodes. That's a web series I've been doing where I'm on the street and people come by. Let me know if you have any ideas for crafts. I have a few. I have this giant box of soap that I wanted to carve soap sculptures with people, and I have some plastic knives, and Well, I think I may be reconsidering bringing knives and bars of soap onto 6th Street. I think that might be dangerous. Um, it, maybe the logistics of that are difficult, but yeah, let me know if you have any craft ideas. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to give them a go. The crazier, the better. I mean, I did a lot of when I was worked as a preschool teacher. I worked in special ed. I was always the craft gal. Yeah, so that's been fun. What else have I been? Oh, I asked my manager if we were friends a few weeks ago, and he said no. He said we're acquaintances. So I've been kind of trying to work that out in my head. Is that funny? I was wondering if that. I thought that was. I don't know why. It's crazy to ask someone if you're friends, isn't it? I think I jokingly, because I thought we were. I don't think if somebody's not your friend, I don't think you would ask them if you were friends, would you? That would be strange. I was, just jokingly, hey, we're friends, right? No, I'd say probably more like acquaintances. Oh, okay. Well, that's not the single most upsetting thing I've ever heard. So now it's kind of become a challenge, which I don't think I don't think he wanted to unwrap that present. Open that. Boxed candle. Candles often come in boxes, I think, but no, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I think I do want people to like me. I don't know, not in a toxic. I don't think it's negative. Everybody always like, oh, you shouldn't care what people think. Yeah, but where does that stop? I think if you don't care what people think, you're not in tune with other people all the time. But yes, I think don't care what people think if it's negative. People don't control your life. You control your life. So if it's things that you like about yourself, of course. But if it's like, I don't know, I want to be nice to people, and let's take a break. We're back. It is crazy to say let's take a break and then make it so fast. Water break, and then take a sip of water. All right, everybody, reconvene. No, he is. I think we are friends. I don't know, but it was something I found very interesting because I think my dad's like that too. Like, I've asked him before about like his friends at work, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. I think we're like, he's a very kind person, but he's like, yeah, I think we're more of acquaintances. We're more of like we're just coworkers. And it's interesting for me to be all these people that are very kind. It just takes more. I think some people it takes longer to gain trust, which is good. And I think I take longer to gain trust too, but maybe I just wouldn't tell somebody. Maybe I thought that was kind of, but that's also good. If somebody asks you if you're friends, which is a strange question, on me. Hey, maybe that's strange that I brought that up. Are we friends? Yeah, I thought it was maybe funny that I asked that, but not funny that I asked that as much as funny that he said no. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've always kind of been like that, of like wanting to know that people aren't upset at me. Like if somebody's around and they're sad and I can't, and we're not friends, so I can't comfort them, I almost just want to leave because I just don't know what to do. Like, I know they wouldn't be comfortable with me trying to help. Like, hey, what's wrong? But I don't want to just see someone be sad. For me, that's hard. Like, or just see someone struggling and see, and there's no solution. I want there to be a solution, I think. And that's maybe why certain things, like maybe the gender stuff or whatever, is hard, because you would think, yeah, there is a solution, but not really. I mean, not a solution that makes everyone happy and is also safe and makes sense. And yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, you'd say like, oh, transition. Yeah, I don't know though. I mean, I think socially transitioning and medically two very different things. Sorry if I go back to this a lot. I think it's just something that's very relevant for me right now, because it's something I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out where, like, which path through the orchard I'm gonna go. People don't talk about orchards enough, do they? Or through the corn maze, candy corn maze. I wonder if that's a thing already. Well, I don't think they grow from the ground, but maybe a candy corn maze that you make. Almost like what are those candy houses? Are they just called candy houses? The Christmas house, gingerbread houses. Maybe next to the gingerbread house there's a candy corn maze, but then you're gonna think, well, how many? Is it to size? Is it to? We've gotten off track here a bit, but gotten off the candy corn track. But yeah, I don't know. I think I just might talk, but also there's no reason to apologize for that, right? I mean, you're allowed to talk about the things that are relevant to you. I think that's what's fun about the internet too, is that, obviously it opens up the floor for hate, for like comments of hatred and whatnot. But then you could also just argue, hey, why are you watching that? You're not the demographic. If you hate it, don't watch it. Because obviously any person you look at, there's other people like them, in a sense, right? If at least to some characteristics. For me, there's people struggling with gender identity, and maybe that, and also anxiety and other things, and then maybe that's my demo. That's my fun. I wonder what we'd be like if we all got together. Just like really anxious, dysphoric comedians. I don't know. Well, I guess it's a lot of comedians are like that maybe, but maybe I do already know what that's like. Yeah, I've been watching the plants, and I don't know. I think there's maybe ways to revive them. I don't know exactly how to go about it, though. I know there was something else I wanted to go into, but I'm not fully sure what it was yet. I've been teaching myself how to juggle, primarily in the dark, which, is either helping me or hurting me significantly. It's one of the two. I don't know which. It seems to go back to that a lot. But yeah, I work at a comedy club, and I've been learning how to juggle kind of in the back of the club during the shows, which some would say is maybe not a good thing, but you got to keep yourself stimulated. And I love watching comedy too. I enjoy the comedy, but physically stimulate maybe is a thing too. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So one of my friends had these juggling balls, and I started learning, and I wonder if there's something about learning to juggle or learning to do anything in the dark or in a place without a certain sense, right? Like maybe in a really loud place you learn how to do something less visual, maybe something more auditory. You learn how to speak a language in a place that's really loud. Are you better at it or are you worse at it, you know? I wonder about that. The sirens. It's a very dangerous street. And if I had any 6th Street experiences this week, I'm trying to think. It's oh, nothing crazy. Just a lot of homeless people asking for money, which is of course what happens. I think I've gotten a lot better at saying no, but that's also why I don't carry cash around typically, though, because I do feel bad. I feel bad having cash and not giving it to them. Whereas, like, with a debit card, I mean, I don't want to go to an ATM. I mean, even though they will tell you to. If you say, oh, I don't have anything to say, there's an ATM over there. Oh, I don't have a debit card. Oh, you can get a job at that pizza shop and wire me. What? Why can I wire you? Yeah, no, they're pretty persistent, which I admire. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it was last week. I think I maybe scared this little boy, that he was selling churros. I don't think I scared him, but I think he was selling churros on the side of the road. He's probably like 8, 9, something like that. And for me, especially, like I said, I have a soft spot for kids. I love kids. And I think it's fun that there's like a product involved. I remember being a kid selling things, right? And, just wishing people would stop and buy it, like lemonade or cookies or whatever it was. So I saw him, but I missed him. I think I was just either too far down the line or too high up the line, whatever, and it was at a red light. But I really wanted to buy the churros. So I did a U-turn, and then I came back and I missed him again. And at this point I was like, this looks terrifying. Probably. I mean, it's like a child, and hey, good to see you again. I just wanted to buy the churros, and I just kept missing. So 3rd time around, I got a perfect spot. He's walking over, say, hey, how much? And he looked at me. How many dollars? How many? I should have been able to connect that he just wasn't understanding what I was saying. I should have spoken I speak some Spanish, not well, but I could, cuantos dineros? That's how much money. But at some point we made a connection that I was asking, and he told me. I said, okay. And I'm very bad about having my money be like straight. I pulled out a few dollars, and they were kind of crumpled, and I was trying to uncrumple them, but there wasn't a lot of time, so I handed it to him, and he looked at me, like kind of not trusting. I gave him the amount of money that he said, and it's like, no, it's more. I think it's more. And then he's like, okay, and he handed me the churros, and I really don't like churros very much, so I think they're still in my car. And it's not that I maybe should have just given him a few dollars, but I don't. That wouldn't feel good, right? If you're like selling a product and somebody's like, no, but here's money. I mean, maybe that would be nice. You wouldn't do that at the store, I suppose. You wouldn't go to the checkout line with a box of cereal and, well, I suppose if you brought it to the you wouldn't just go up to a checkout line and give someone $10. Go, you're doing well. You're doing future entrepreneur. That's what they always say, isn't it? You're a future entrepreneur. I'm 23 years old. They don't say it to me, at least not at this age. But So yeah, that was probably strange, the whole U-turn thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think he did recognize me from the car, you know, because it was a very short span of time in which I came around 3 times. Can I get some churros? I think it'd maybe just be a scary thing to see the same person just not buying churros, but coming, just like driving in a circle. I just want to support. Let's see. Do we have anything to close on, Rye? I hope this was a fun episode. Let me know if you have any ideas, any things you'd like me to cover. Any beds you want me to cover with sheets or anything like that. I'm down for maybe should I do some news stuff again? That might be fun. It didn't go very well last time though, so. Oh, I'm going to Tyler, Texas, tomorrow and Saturday, which will be fun. Doing the Cheesin' Fest in Tyler. I don't know why it's called that. It's with a Z though. It's with a Z. But I don't know. Is Tyler known for cheese? It might be, but I'm very excited. It'll be fun doing some stand up. I might try and film a DIY there. I'd have to work that out logistically, but no, I'm excited to go at different places. So I think that's something I want to do coming up is travel more, and because I think better when I travel. Like maybe that's with anything is you get out of an environment and you just are able to kind of. I think when your environment changes, your thought process maybe has to change slightly. So I do want to go somewhere, but I don't know where yet. I want to travel somewhere. Well, thank you so much for coming to the Hole in the Pen Cap. Thank you for stopping by. I hope your car wasn't towed or you didn't get a ticket. Or I'm glad you could make it. This was episode 15. I'm Ryer Cameraman. Have a great time. Have a great day. Bye.